Hi guys, this is a review of the Kobalt triple cut utility cutters. So you get a small, you get a large. 2-pack is priced at, I believe it's $20 at Lowe's. So the small takes 2-inch blades, that's like standard utility knife replacement blades, and a large take these 4-inch blades. Alright, the small, well, both have similar features. But okay, I'll go over some of the special parts. With the small, the distinction, you have a tape measure and a handle. Alright, I also find the small to be more comfortable because you have a more covered grip. You can see the large, it's a little less covered, so it's a little uncomfortable when you're squeezing hard. Now with the large, you get a plain edge blade. You also get a serrated saw blade. Now I don't like calling this a serrated blade because it's more of a saw blade, so it's not really good for things like cutting cord or webbing, things like that, like as you think it might be. And it's not even very sharp as a saw blade. Just something to keep in mind, like when you see those replacement packs for $5 each, personally I think that the straight edge blade is going to be overall more useful. Okay, so both of them have similar features. They unlock, this sliding mechanism there. You put something to be cut, let's say some hose, and then squeeze down. Now they cut relatively cleanly. You can't really see, but this is mostly flush, mostly a clean cut. I tried some test samples before and it didn't work well. It couldn't go all the way through on the larger cutter. It has trouble with small flat materials or wide flat materials because it kind of doesn't jam, it just can't cut cleanly because of the angle of the blade. So, and sometimes there we go, the locking mechanism isn't always easy to toggle. So both blades, you can see we have, or both cutters, you see a pivot here. If you press that, you could take the load drawer out of the way, and you can use this as a utility cutter. Or with the serrated saw blade, you use this as a saw and just to cut through like dowels or a cord or whatever you might need to cut through. Well, I wouldn't say cord. As I mentioned, the serrated blade, it catches more than it cuts on like soft rope-like materials, but theoretically it could be used to cut that in a similar manner. Replacing the blades, let me put this back first. You have to kind of release it and then it locks back in place. You gotta make sure it's locked and this comes up, otherwise it could be unsafe. So you can see 2 screws there, 2 screws here. Those have to be removed when you want to change blades. And again, each one has blade storage. Doesn't pop out too easily, but it comes out with your fingernail, and it could hold about 2 blades each. Overall, I find the small one to be a little more useful than the large one, and more comfortable too, because again, here, sometimes you could just feel the corners of the grip. Plus it's also larger, but they're reasonably useful. Personally, I don't care for them. If I were to buy them again, I would prefer to see just the small because it takes regular blades. With this one, you might not find the 4-inch blades next year, the year after, and it'll limit the usefulness of the tool. They're a little cheaply made. I mean, you can see if I take this apart, there's just like thin steel covered by like the grip material, but it's not bad for the money. Alright, so again, these are the Kobalt triple cut utility cutters. One last thing, they both have scales, like ruler scales, so you can measure off something's being cut. I don't really think I'd find that useful, but then again, I don't think I'd use this either. maybe it'll come in handy. Basically, there's a Kobalt triple cut utility cutters. If you have questions, let me know. Thanks for watching.